And hello my dear friends, Scorpio, how are you today? This is Marco. So we're going to do a reading for you guys from the 5th to the 11th of August. And alright, so as I said before, I'm doing 2 different languages right now. And by the way, part of my attire here, I am not home right now, so I'm just using my laptop, okay? So I hope you don't mind. The reading will be the same, however. Alright, so I'm doing 2 different languages. So if I happen to do the Italian first, I'm going to use the same cards for the English side. And if I happen to do the English side first, I'm going to use the same cards for the Italian side. Simple as that. So I'm going to pull out the same cards I just pulled out a few minutes ago for the Italian side. And I'm just going to read them in English. Getting mixed up on myself here. Alright, Scorpio. So let me see here. So it is decision time, you guys. It is decision time, okay? It's time to rebirth. Time for rebirth. You want well-being, all right, but you feel you need to protect yourself, and really it is time you change your way of thinking. You cannot keep on doing the same thing and obtain the different results, right? So this card here is the card of rebirth. I know this card looks terrible, it's scary. I mean, this woman has got 10 knives. I mean, she's stabbed with 10 swords. Incredible. So in other words, she's dead as it can be. However, of course, these are swords. So swords symbolize mind, thoughts, imagination, ideas. So this is not a physical death. This is a ideologic death, and of course rebirth. So in other words, this is what we call, this card is another name for this card is the dark night of the soul. In other words, the lowest a person can get. But of course, when you get to the bottom, you can only go up. So Scorpio, don't see this as negative. This is actually to be celebrated, because you seeking power. And in order to obtain the power that you seek, you must first die inside. In other words, your old way of thinking, your old approach must die in order to be reborn. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, the last card has to do with finances. And this Page of Pentacles is basically telling you, don't overspend right now, because there might be in the next near future, there might be you might have to resort to, you might need the money. In other words, don't throw money away right now. I'm not saying to be scared of your finances, to be concerned. All I'm saying is spend intelligently right now, because in the next near future you might need that extra $100 that you spent unnecessarily. Okay, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but this is a card of caution. Okay, now when I pull the next 5 cards, I happen to turn the deck upside down. This is something I do often, and it is interesting that when I said over here the dark night of the soul, the death of the old way of thinking, and then over here we have the death card, and the death card is of course you guys, Scorpio, but it's also, there is a sun coming out from behind the hill here, which means the old you, Scorpio, must die before the new you is can have a chance to be reborn. So very symbolic card. Now let me pull the same cards, the same 5 cards I pulled for the other guys, the Italian reading. And this card here goes hand to hand with this one here, because I just told you a moment ago, I don't want you to be scared of money. I don't want you to be like to become like, oh my God, I can't spend. No, spend what you need, but not what you don't need. Because over here, you see, you are afraid of being left with no money. That's not a good feeling. Here, you're confused. Same card. Look at this. Exactly the same card. Confused. Things are not clear. And here is you seeking the power. I told you, you want the power. And the Emperor is the most powerful card in the deck. It's a fire sign, and it is power. So it is clear that you want power. However, at this very moment, you're not producing very much, financially speaking. But at the end, we have a victory. So to have the victory card, immediately beneath the death card, the card of the dark night of the soul, it is very important because you're going to make it big time. So this is really a beautiful card to get at the end, because you are going to make it big time. But you're going to have to understand that your old ways of doing things must first die. It's very simple. Okay? Then the last three cards I pulled were the same card as that, the Ten of Swords. Isn't it funny how cards repeat each other, right? In other words, the death, the internal death, the old way of thinking. Then rest. You must rest in order to become the Emperor. There you go. The Emperor, this guy right here. You want to become the Emperor, right? You want to be in full control of your life. So two things you must do. Allow your old way of thinking to die, and then rebirth. But you must first take a period of rest. Very important, you guys. And the money is coming. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the money. The money is definitely coming. So it's a very revealing reading. It shows you that you are been thinking a lot, and it shows you that you are worrying in certain ways. But you want something. You want to make something big out of your life. You want to be someone. You want to be a somebody. You want to be important. You want to be recognized. You want to be you want to have the nice car, the nice house. You want to have money in your pocket, etc., etc. But perhaps your old way of thinking, always be right, I'm always right, I always do things my way, and I don't listen to somebody else. That must die. That must you must be able to learn how to collaborate, cooperate, not always dominate, not always do things your way and not nothing else. You must learn how to cooperate. And when you do that, you're going to be just fine. There's a victory at the end, and there's a victory with the Emperor card beside it or on top of it. And it is really fascinating that it's next to the death card here, to the rebirth card. So your rebirth will be a total victory and total power. So you're going to be just fine. Just change your old ways of thinking, and you're going to be just fine, Scorpio. Okay, guys? All right. As far as signs on the table, if you want to know, I'm just going to give you the main ones. So we have Leo, we have Aries, we have Pisces, and we have perhaps Taurus, and that's about it. Okay, you guys? So, rebirth. Congratulations. You're going to win in the end, okay? So no worries. Thank you. See you guys soon.